if I'm Russell Westbrook, the before the trade deadline on February 9th, I'm going to my front office. I'm going to Darvin Ham and say, why am I coming off the bench? If Russell Westbrook was not coming off the bench and playing anywhere else, he'd be in the All Star game, right? And he'd be in the consideration of All NBA. He's playing lights out, and I don't think it's because he's coming off the bench. But if I'm Russell Westbrook, I'm going to Darvin Ham and saying, hey, look, I am not coming off the bench anymore. If you look at Westbrook has been highly efficient. Let me see this. And if you look at his game log, you look at Russell Westbrook's game log, right? For the so far in let me pull this up. Is it January? Yeah. So far in January, so he had I think he sat out one game on the 2nd of January, but since then he's been 21 21 9 and 8, 18 11 and 9, 23 15 and 5, 15 assists, 5 boards, 25 7 and 7, 28 7 and 5, 20 14 and 11, 24 5 and 4, 19 7 and 5, 29 5 and 6, and they just beat Memphis last night. Playing lights out, shooting a lot better from the floor. 34% from the 3 point arc, 46% from the floor. He's playing. I mean, this month compared to last month where he averaged 14, this month he's averaging 20 points, seven assists, and seven rebounds. He is playing phenomenal. And if I'm Russell Westbrook, the first thing I'm doing after or before whatever the All-Star, whatever the trade deadline is saying, hey, if I'm not in the starting lineup, trade me. If you looking at this starting lineup, why in the world is Patrick Beverley starting over Russell Westbrook when throughout the game you play Russell Westbrook anyway? Why in the world is this guy Troy Brown Jr. Well, I guess starting over Westbrook, and I think that yes, you want a true small forward, but if you're gonna play, a couple guards throughout the couple guards throughout the mostly guards throughout the game. That's why they did horrible on offensive boards, but they still beat Memphis. Just start Russell Westbrook, right? There's him coming off the bench is not a smart thing, and when you put a man on the bench like that and have him not start, you're slowly diminishing his career. Especially when he's a exceptional player like Lou Williams coming off the bench. He can't play defense, but Russell Westbrook's playing defense. If I'm Westbrook, the first thing I'm doing, or one thing I'm doing before, when is the All-Star break? Because the trade deadline is February 9th. NBA All-Star break. NBA All-Star is, let me pull this thing up here. February 19th. I'm going for a trade deadline and before the All-Star break and saying, hey, if I'm not starting, I'm going to be traded. Because and if you look at potential places he can go and play and make a huge impact quickly, looking at positioning him to win a ring, because I think that's his focus now. Potential places to trade where he can mesh well. I look at Denver. I look at Portland was one of them, but Portland has been sucking it up this year. Utah, right? There's many places he can play and contribute to a team and be a starter and be exceptional instead of just decaying on this team. He can go East Coast, Atlanta, New York. He can go somewhere else because he stayed on the West Coast for the most part. He stayed on the West Coast. He played on the West Coast, right? He can go somewhere else on the East Coast and have an immediate impact as a starter. I think that's important. So Westbrook, if I'm him, the first thing I'm doing is, hey, look, Ham, I need to be in the starting lineup. I'm sorry. Because it's an insult to him as a player to have him come off the bench. Russell Westbrook is not a player that comes off the bench. He's not.